Alright, guys, today I'm going to tell you about how I ended up doing heroin for the first time. This was 2017. I was 20 years old, and at this point, I was pretty much hooked on pills. I was always either on Dilaudid or Perk 30 or Vicodin if I couldn't find anything else. So I hadn't noticed withdrawals, but I was never really not on pills, so I probably was already addicted. And at this point, heroin seemed like a huge leap, but at the same time, I was already almost there, and I knew some of my friends were doing it. But I did not know Lambo was doing it. So my friend ended up passing away in 2017, the first friend I lost from an overdose. And, it was our friend group's first major loss of a young person like that. It really affected all of us a lot. It made us realize that the drugs we're playing around with were dangerous and it wasn't just fun anymore. So our friend basically spends the night with this coke dealer, and the coke dealer ends up feeding him fentanyl pills and heroin and coke and alcohol, and they partied all night, I guess, and our friend didn't make it. So I went to his funeral, 2017. I think it was around October, and all my friends are there, and Lambo comes up to me and he asks if I can give him a ride down the street. And he wanted to go to Third Street. I think we were on Seventh or Eighth Street, so it really wasn't a big deal. Figured he just needed some weed or some coke or to see a friend, just basic stuff. I did not know Lambo was using heroin at this time, so we pull up to this red house on the corner of the roundabout. Bunch of foot traffic, a bunch of car traffic. I started to get a little suspicious, but yeah, I'd bought coke and pills and weed before, so I kind of knew how it goes. And so 5 minutes goes by, doesn't come back. 10 minutes goes by, doesn't come back. 15 minutes goes by, doesn't come back. Maybe 25 minutes later, Lambo came back out of the house and he had this guy with him. This guy looked kind of disheveled. He was short. He was dirty and greasy. He seemed a little tweaked out. And so I was kind of like, what's going on here? And Lambo asked if I could give that guy Tom a ride to Albertsons. Albertsons 3 or 4 minutes away. Again, not a big deal. I give him a ride just to drop him off. I just figured he needs to get groceries or something. So we get to Albertsons and they have me park, and very unceremoniously they kind of just pull out heroin and start smoking it. Um, I was a little shocked. I wasn't really sure what to think. Like I said, I was basically a full blown drug addict, but I didn't really realize it because I wasn't like doing heroin and getting withdrawals. But so they pull it out. They start smoking. I'm kind of like, okay, what the fuck? These guys are just smoking heroin in my car. And then eventually Lambo asked if I want to try it. And now I think I know why he asked me at that moment if I wanted to try it, because the other guy in the car was his heroin dealer, and he knew that if he got me hooked, I'd come back and buy from him, which is exactly what happened. So Lambo and Tom start smoking in the car, and they eventually ask if I want to hit it. And I was kind of curious. People always lie about drugs and say how bad they are, and a lot of them aren't that bad. So I obliged. I took a hit of the heroin, instant rush. My ears started rushing, my face got red and warm. I just felt fuzzy and warm, and just this powerful feeling I'll never be able to explain. And this is a big reason why you never try heroin. It is an amazing feeling the first time, but after that, you don't really get high, you just get well. And when you don't have it, you're sick as fuck. You're puking, vomiting, shitting yourself, headache. It's completely awful. You never want opiate withdrawals, so please never try heroin. So I tried the heroin. Tom got out of the car, and me and Lambo went back to the second part of the funeral. And I don't know if people could tell we were fucked up. I felt like people could tell. At least my eyes were low, and I was a little fucked up. And then uh, my other friend's mom, who's at the funeral, asked how long I'd been clean. And I was kind of like, what do you mean? Because this was the first day I smoked heroin. I wasn't already on heroin like a lot of my friends were clean from. And so I was like, I've never done heroin. But I had just smoked heroin for the first time like 20 minutes before that. So I wonder if maybe she knew. So we do the funeral. The day is over. I had a fun day. All I could think about was that feeling from the heroin. And so I hit up Lambo a few days later, and we ended up hanging out at his house. And he was a heroin addict, so of course he had heroin. He asked if I wanted to smoke again, so we started So we started smoking. I was able to smoke a little more this time, start to feel it a little more. Wasn't getting sick yet. Everything was normal. I went back home. And then every 2 or 3 days, I'd go to Lambo's and smoke heroin. And I thought it was no big deal. And then one day I woke up at my house craving it really, really bad. I had a headache, cold sweats, my stomach hurt. I didn't really know what was going on. And so I hit up Lambo and Tom and asked if they could get me some more heroin. So I ended up buying heroin for the first time, smoking it. And at that point, it was pretty much over. At that point, it was every day. While I was supposed to be in college and finding a career and making relationships with people, I was smoking heroin and fentanyl in trap houses. And this is not a good way to live. I hated my life. I hated living like that. Um, I can't describe how bad it is. And it's the worst feeling ever to be addicted to heroin. And I just really hope all my old friends get clean. Uh, I hope everyone I know is healthy and well. I hope all you guys watching are healthy and well. If you need resources, you can find rehabs and detox centers at findtreatment.gov. And I just wanted to thank you guys for the support in the last few videos. We're up to 15 subscribers in 2 days, which I know doesn't sound crazy, but that feels like a lot to me. People are actually watching the videos, which I didn't think would happen. So I just wanted to thank you guys for liking, commenting, and engaging with the videos. As I get more subscribers, I'll start posting bigger videos. There's a lot of stuff I want to share with you guys, but I want it to reach more people. So right now, we're just going to see where it goes. Again, thanks, guys. I'll see you next time. Findtreatment.gov.